That's
How about Jaeger?
me.
You did great last time you did it. Yes.
You are. I thought we were rating.
What's going on? So, in the most recent TWAB, Bungie has revealed their plan to update the ghost in Destiny 2. Because right now it's pretty lackluster. You find a ghost that you like, or just mainly everyone goes for the ghost with just the XP bonus because there's no other reason to run anything else. So, coming in Beyond Light, will be getting Ghost 2.0. Now, all ghosts will have energy mod slots, just like every piece of armor.
Can I get you to hold that thought? we're gonna move this right back up here. Welcome all to the Ishtar Podcast. I am your host for the evening, Lightstyle. I've never said this before. This is the first time, but I'm hosting the podcast tonight while Melmsy takes a much-deserved night off. Just to get things started, for the entire month of September, we are running a charity event raising money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital for Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month. You can find all of the information and all of the streamers participating in that below. We have smashed through every goal that we have set and have continued to increase the goal. Right now, we are at $4,200, which we hit today, and our goal for the end of the month is $5,000, and I plan on smashing that one out too. We'll have a special stream on September 26th. That's a Saturday night where we will be continuing our drive to 5. And we're going to be doing giveaways and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be really fun. So make sure that you check that out. That will be on this channel. Next week, the podcast will be back on Melmsy's channel. So thank you all for being here. Thank you to all of our communities for being so giving in a time where it's really hard to give. Your generosity has just been insane. So thank you all for that. Keep being awesome. And we've already done the Ghost 2.0, but we can go back to that thought. So Jaeger, you said that the new ghosts, well, historically the ghosts in Destiny 2, and for those that don't know what ghosts are, in Destiny 2 you have a little companion guy that kind of helps guide you through the game, and they come with certain perks that give you different bonuses, and they're changing it up a little bit. So I'm gonna let Jaeger talk about that a little bit, and so you can chime in too. But we'll move this down and go to topic number 2.
So yeah, so they're giving ghosts energy slots, just like armor. So now you can equip certain mods that you would like, and they're removing a lot of the more specific planetary mods. Like a lot of ghosts will have certain bonuses for different planets, but now they're just going to be universal. So like you'll always get like an increase of destination materials when collecting them or something like that. And they also said that they will be adding ghosts into the loot pool. So you can acquire ghosts from certain activities now. So there's probably going to be like a new raid ghost in probably the next raid, which is nice.
So I'm very excited about this. I feel like having ghosts separated from perks cosmetically, I think that honestly, I kind of was hoping that would just be introduced in Shadowkeep, because having to use a specific ghost for certain activities seems a little bit silly. But I'm glad it's getting fixed or reworked.
Yeah, when I read that today, I was like, this is a much needed change. I think what they are shooting for in Beyond Light is total character customization. With the transmog system that's coming in, you're going to be able to basically turn anything into a universal ornament and just really make your character special to you and different from everyone else. Because right now, I mean, if you're like me, I'm running around in all the Solstice armor still because it's super glowy and makes me feel cool. And I mean, everybody's running around in kind of the same gear with just different shaders. So this is going to allow people some flexibility to really come up with some creative stuff. And I think that the ghosts are the obvious next extension of that, because it's kind of a pain to like switch out your cosmetic ghost and then have to switch back to your effective ghost, when you go actually do stuff.
I'm really excited about everything. Well, transmog isn't coming right at Beyond Light's launch, which is a little unfortunate, but I'm still very excited about it. I think it's coming hopefully the season after that. But definitely the whole cosmetic endgame, as it were, of Destiny 2 is getting a big overhaul. And much needed too.
Conrad, what do you think?
I mean, having ghosts apply to specific raids is something that they only implemented really in Leviathan with that one ghost shell, where if you equip that on, you get the extra chances of extra loot on it. So it'll be nice to be able to have ghosts function more than just hot swapping for, I'm on Nessus right now, let's get my Nessus ghost, or let's go to the moon, it's time for a moon ghost. Like having those ghosts more so, having a little bit more universality and honestly more customizations is going to be exciting, because let's face it, we've all played video games to make sweet characters and live our fantasies out of being either giant mechs or people with awesome space armor and be space wizards. So I'm all about that.
Okay.
I'm really hoping that Speed Demon isn't super difficult to acquire or equip, because that's honestly, I think what everyone's just going to run 24/7 no matter what, unless you're in a raid and there's a special like raid mod that you can equip for your ghost, which would be pretty interesting. So I did see in the TWAB there's a preview of one of the mods where think completing Vanguard strikes grants a chance to give you enhancement prisms, which I think is really huge.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be interesting to see how people balance out like what perks are actually gonna run with, like with blinding light, just a flat 12% XP increase. What you're gonna have to sacrifice for that, and people will probably switch back and forth. But I think it's gonna be interesting to see what seasonal mods will add to the Ghost.
That Vanguard Strike mod got me really excited about the potential for basically every other activity getting some kind of reward perk as a Ghost mod. Especially Crucible, honestly. If I can get enhancement prisms from control matches in Beyond Light, I'm gonna lose my mind.
That's probably gonna be a thing. Let's be honest. It's Bungie.
Or maybe like the season after that, when they introduce the Ghost mods for Crucible, because the season is all about Vanguard strikes or whatever, or hopefully raid stuff, as I mentioned earlier.
Now we're gonna make a full loop. I'm just gonna go back to Gambit.
Oh yeah, please, Season of Gambit 2.0.
Season of Gambit
Gambit all day.
2.0.
Can that just be the next fall expansion? Just more Gambit?
They're gonna spend all their time and just rework Gambit.
I'm okay with that. I mean, aren't they reworking Gambit anyway?
Yeah, there's only
Alright.
going to be one Gambit mode.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they're
touched
getting
on
rid
that in
of-
a TWAB a couple weeks ago.
They're getting rid
guess I didn't see
of
that.
Gambit Prime, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be. I think it's going to be closer to Prime than regular Gambit. But it's. I think it's just getting like an overall balancing pass in terms of like the blocker health and how many motes is required for getting your boss up.
I think that will be a good change overall. I think kind of combining the two and tweaking it a little bit is going to be better for the health of, I guess, the Q pool. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't really think that there's that big of a deal going into Gambit versus Gambit Prime. I think the Qs are pretty good, but I mean, I still think that it's not going to fix any of the problems with you getting paired with a bunch of what do you call them, blueberries, and just driving you
Or
insane for an
anything more
entire night.
colorful than that, Yeah.
Yeah,
Gambit
anything more colorful
requires
than that.
a lot more teamwork than something like Crucible, which is I think the next nearest. I guess like team versus team activity,
All right.
but
So I know, Jaeger, you were talking about before we went on, you were saying that Xbox has announced some really cool shenanigans going on with the Game Pass in Destiny 2. So why don't we segue into that?
So yeah, Microsoft and Bungie have announced that I think starting at Beyond Light, Destiny 2 on Xbox will be moving to the Game Pass. So that's the entire base game, and they are also moving every DLC onto the Game Pass, including Beyond Light when it drops.
That's actually insane.
And it's
So-
all going to be in one beautiful package for only $5 a month.
So does that include, like, I know with a lot of the Game Pass things, that's console only, but a lot of them are console and PC. Does that mean that PC players are going to be able to get away from Steam and play it on Xbox Game Pass? Or is that just going to
Maybe.
apply to console?
I think it's just going to apply to console.
Well, I don't know because they have two different like tier systems of the Game Pass. There's the Game Pass and then there's the Game Pass Ultimate. I have the Game Pass Ultimate because I can play MCC on PC and Xbox with just the Game Pass.
Is
Which
the
is really
Ultimate the edition that just lets you play on PC with Game Pass stuff? What's the difference between Ultimate and regular?
Ultimate, I'm pretty sure you get more games, and it's also able to like save between PC and Xbox, so I was able to transfer all my stuff and progress on Halo to PC without having to buy it on Steam and start anew.
Okay.
But if
Well-
that's the case, then they release it for the Game Pass Ultimate, and you can switch between PC and Xbox or anyone. Who
You
just
already
wants
can with
free.
cross save.
Well, I know you can with cross save, but I mean, like, if someone doesn't want to buy the DLC off of Steam, they
Oh,
can
okay.
just switch.
Yeah, I know a lot of people because over the last 6 months, we've been raiding. Like we went over from WoW and into Destiny. And if you've been to the podcast while I've been on here, I've talked about WoW extensively. But we had a lot of people that came in to Destiny and got through some of the raids, but then saw the barrier to enter that was the cost of the expansions. And they were like, this isn't going to be a long-term game for me. I can't justify spending, what is Forsaken still like $30 and Shadowkeep still like $40 or something like that?
It's around $50 for the bonus like deal on Steam, I believe.
Right. So for those people that came into the free game and then, you know, didn't want to drop $50, they just left. So if they do incorporate all of the DLC into the Game Pass for $5 a month, I can guarantee you that more people would be willing to pay $5 to participate in some of the content rather than drop $50 on expansions. Because then if you decide that you don't like the game, you can cancel your Game Pass, or you can continue your Game Pass and just not play Destiny, and you're not out $50. You know what I mean? So I think that'd be kind of OP compared to the current model on Steam.
I would have loved to have that offer because I bought the DLC for Xbox and PC.
Oof.
Just because I was torn between both and I was playing
Rough.
both a lot.
I have no room to talk when it comes to like buying games or expansions for games on multiple systems, because if a game's good, you're going to go back to it. Like I myself own Skyrim on 3 systems because I'm that much of an addict to that. But also like with the Game Pass, you know, saying that $5 a month, that's still, if you look at the yearly, like that's $60 for a month, but you're not just getting Destiny, you're getting all the other games included, like with the Game Pass as well. So definitely is going to open up the gates for a lot of people to get access to it.
I was really hoping that at the Beyond Light launch, and this could change, I'm not 100% certain of this, but I was really hoping that at least Forsaken would become either free or substantially cheaper. Because expecting any brand new players at Beyond Light launch to buy 3 expansions is a little bit ridiculous.
Well, that was the problem that World of Warcraft was running into, where, you know, if you wanted to get into Legion, I think is when they started doing this. But if you wanted to start playing World of Warcraft, you had to start a sub, which is $15 a month. But then you had to pay for the Burning Crusade expansion, the Wrath of the Lich King expansion, the Cataclysm expansion, the Mists of Pandaria expansion, and the Warlords of Draenor expansion, and the Legion expansion. That's 6 expansions on top of the $15 a month sub. It was it was over $100 just to start playing the game and play with your friends. So they moved to that system where everything up to the current expansion is included in the $15 a month sub, and all you have to do is buy the current expansion and you get all of the rest of the content that's like old content included in that sub. So I don't know how they're going to balance that with Destiny being free to play, but what would you guys think if they did that and had like a $5 a month sub or something?
I don't know if a monthly subscription is the right move for Destiny 2 as it is right now, but I think I'd be open to it for sure if the way that content was delivered was, I think, drastically changed in the future.
Right.
I mean, I already pay like for the season pass, but you don't have to pay for the season pass to play the content. Like, I mean, I say content, I mean like the public event or whatever.
Right. All of that content.
Yeah.
The gamut Gambit public event.
Yeah, the new Gambit mode, where it's on a different planet this time.
Okay. We want to move on to the next topic then?
Yeah.
It worked. No
Oh
way.
my god, we have a
Wow.
John. Look at
Wow.
yo, that boy
Whoa.
is pretty. Holy shit.
I literally just got off of work though.
Wait, how old are you?
18, bro. But
Okay,
look at that. Look at
that
my
man
hands.
is pretty.
He had to take a step back first.
Hold
like,
up.
he was
No.
like,
We gotta make sure that. My bad. All right, let's go on to the next topic here. Where are we at? Oh,
Next topic is
Double
Dr.
loot.
John's wonderful looks.
yeah. Let's
Oh, yeah,
talk
let's
about
talk
Dr.
about
John for a little bit.
Yeah, we gotta insert this.
All right, so do you want to talk about his muscles for 5 minutes, Light?
I'm gonna talk
No.
about the hair actually.
Oh jeez.
What
I mean,
can
I
I
work at
do
Hooters,
is
so like, you know, we're representing, and I'm eating food from Hooters, so
My dude.
yeah, because I got out of work like really late, and this is my college job, so I'm sorry everybody watching, but you're just gonna watch me eat.
that's fine.
Hey,
I'd
that's
pay to
fine.
watch you eat.
For the rest of the podcast.
Yeah, the people that actually listen to the podcast for real, they're not going to
There's
see
people
that.
that
So,
listen-
Just
this podcast?
imagine a Greek god.
look, I listen to it on the way to work sometimes.
Oh, I don't.
No,
I don't have that long of a drive either. I have a 2-minute drive.
lucky
I
you,
can literally
dude.
walk to work if I wanted to.
Lucky
Alright.
you. I miss those kind of commutes.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
not my life anymore.
well, look. Before now, I was driving just for school. I was driving 40 minutes 2 ways, just to go to school, just go to college a year early. And
Uphill in the
so-
snow, you boomer.
Yeah, uphill in the snow. Yeah, but I drove 40 minutes to get there and 40 minutes to get back, and that sucked. That, ugh. That really sucked because losing 80 minutes of your day every single day. On the bright side, I got to listen to a lot of podcasts and audiobooks. Oh my gosh, I went through like 6 books, I think, and I got through 2 podcasts. So, after a year of doing that. But back to what were we going to talk about? What, Nightfall double loot?
Nightfall
It
double
is
loot this week.
Lake of Shadows this week with double Nightfall drops. This is a
Uh-oh.
returning. I think originally it was a bug. Last season, I believe it was one of the Tangled Shore Strikes, and everyone noticed, hey, I'm getting tons of Ascendant shards. What's the deal? And Bungie was really quick to patch that because we don't want that happening. And I'm
Yeah.
really glad that they brought it back, even if it was a little bit late.
Well, I can already tell you the one that I've run, the amount of loot that got showered on me at the end was.
So many exotics.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I got 3 exotics from one Nightfall, and 7. No, it was 4 prismatic shards and a whole bunch of enhancement cores. Like, it's crazy. So after this, I'm definitely jumping back in there because I have a lot of gear to masterwork.
I would do that, but I'm not playing Destiny right now, so.
Well, that's your
End of
loss,
story.
dude.
you're losing out on a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't been playing like any games right now.
I missed out the last time it was Lake of Shadows for the Nightfall because I was busy in Iron Banner because I thought that was just going to be way more fun, and I missed out on so much.
It does not sound fun.
Yeah, but I actually enjoy Iron Banner. Like, it's one of my favorite things to do. Like, I always play that week whenever Iron Banner's up. I know I'm a little bit of an outcast or whatever.
I actually completely missed Iron Banner this time around, but I really enjoyed it the last time it was here. I played a lot.
I think this is the first time I've missed Iron Banner since the last Iron Banner. So, which I think I missed that one too.
It's the first time you've
I've-
missed Iron Banner since the last time you
The
missed
last time
Iron
you
Banner.
missed.
Yep.
Did you miss the one before that?
Yes. I haven't. I haven't.
Have you ever
Many-
played Iron Banner?
Not in like 2 months. It actually no, probably 3 months. It was last season. Last time I played it.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, that's
we were
a
still
while
on
ago. That's at
Rasputin
least 3
blowing
months.
stuff up.
I haven't played Iron Banner a really long time. I don't feel like the loot for me justifies it. 'cause
Not
I like-
anymore.
I wish the
loved-
token dropout was a little bit higher, but I
I don't-
consistently get some pretty good armor, and I'm still chasing some good rolls now that everything's reissued.
Yeah, I really miss the D1 look of Iron Banner gear. It just looks so much better than D2. And
Maybe
the
they'll bring it
weapons-
back.
Probably not.
Probably not.
They brought
I don't
back
know,
the-
I'm really
maybe
bad.
they'll drop it as like an ornament set.
Yeah, I'm really bad about doing content until I have all the gear and then never doing it again. I mean, I guess that's more in preparation for transmog, but like I don't have 100 different sets of gear for like every different ability. Oh, hang on a second. Dawn of Kills just donated $20 to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Hey.
Hey,
Thank
let's
you,
go.
Dawn, so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
We're well on our way to that $5,000 goal. So thank you guys for that. Okay. But what I was saying is I am really bad. I don't have 100 different sets of gear for every different activity. I swap out mods in about 3 different pieces of gear. But I know people that have every piece of gear in their inventory and everything in their vault, all masterworked. They have every mod and they have full sets that they switch out for everything. And I'm like, I don't have, number one, the time or the skill to be grinding out that many resources to masterwork that amount of gear. But so I'll get like the gear. I will not masterwork it. I will not upgrade it. I won't do any of that. I'll just put it in the vault and save it until transmog becomes a thing. And that's what I did with Iron Banner, and I haven't played it since I got the full set.
Sounds about right.
I mean, I don't blame you. I would just get my loot in dip.
What I've been doing in preparation for transmog is, because I want to say at least a third of my vault is all armor that I've been saving for transmog, but it's starting to kind of push me close to the edge of all like the vault space that I can have. So I've been like, no one's really sure if you're going to be able to pull armor from collections for transmog, or if they're going to have some kind of system where maybe you can only pull it if you have the full set or whatever. So I still have everything that I definitely want to use in my vault, and anything that I'm not really super fond of but I still want, I've just been chancing it that it'll have some kind of collection system.
I mean,
Well, I
it would
think-
make sense for them to use the collection system. I mean,
They
And I
have
think-
acknowledged it, which makes me hopeful that they'll have at least something in place for that, so that anyone who maybe didn't get the full EP set or whatever for a certain character isn't completely screwed. Although I guess if you didn't get the set, you would be screwed. That's not what I meant. Anyways.
Yeah, I think I said that last time, is that if they just need to make the system, if you have it unlocked in the collections tab, that you should be able to, I think just pay Glimmer or maybe some enhancement cores or something not incredibly difficult to get, to turn it into a universal ornament and use it that way.
Please not Bright Dust.
Yeah, definitely not Bright Dust.
Bright Dust is perfect.
I don't see
Nah.
any reason to not have a collection system, because I think the current explanation for not being able to pull basically everything from collections is that so you don't just constantly get a farm, so you can re-roll everything over and over and over again until you get a perfect roll for every piece of armor or every gun.
well,
But
they
if
could
it's
do
just
it-
going to be an ornament, then I don't see why not.
if it's like an ornament, or they could do like D1 did, where it's like the mask or like the suit. You remember like the SRL racing gear, or did you play that?
I didn't play it.
Well, like they had,
No
like,
idea
this
what that
racing-
is.
So
Sparrow
SRL
Racing
was the
League.
Sparrow Racing League, and they released an
Mhm.
armor set for it that had like no perks or anything, but you could just equip and just have the look. It's pretty cool. I feel like they'll do something like that, where it's just like the gear with no mods or anything, no stats. You can just transmog it.
What do you think, Conrad? You've been
mean-
you've been quiet up there.
That's what I do. I got those big thoughts at all times. I mean, running things like if you're going to have that many options for transmog gear, or just collections of that sort, like legendary shards, because honestly, I sit on like 600 plus at a time, and I'm just like, I hoard them. My goblin brain kicks in. I'm like, I gotta keep these. But if you're actually taking some of those older currencies that aren't as important as prismatic shards that can actually encourage people to spend those rather than saying, I have 600 plus of these. I'm never going to use them because I have them. And let's face it, there's a lot of cosmetic looks available in Destiny.
True.
Which would kind of turn down the grind ability, like the grind that you would have to do for getting at something of a higher currency for being able to get those transmogs.
I mean, personally, I run universal ornaments on everything that I wear because I want certain looks. I want the set to look complete, and I don't want to have to masterwork a whole set of gear just to have that appearance. So that's why I'm excited, because I'm lazy is what it boils down to. Like, I'll farm it once, but that's it. Once I have it, I'm done. And I'm the same way in World of Warcraft too, so.
My first Trials helmet in D2, I got an absolutely garbage roll, but it was my only one. It was like a base, definitely sub 59, and I masterworked it, and I did not, I refused to take it off for any activity prior to getting another slightly better roll a few weeks ago. But everything else is absolutely universal ornament. I can't be bothered to change around all my shaders constantly. I obsess over it a little bit.
I'm excited for that transition. Not that I will be around a lot at the beginning of Beyond Light, but I'll be in there from time to time. But if you're watching on Twitch, you'll see that our next topic is Godlock Ascension. So, Jaeger, why don't you explain what the Godlock Ascension is and why we should care?
Okay, so basically, if you know me, you know that I'm the self-proclaimed Chadlock. I am the highest tier of Warlock there is. Now, there is another tier above that, which not very many have, but it is the Godlock tier. Now, I told myself, how do I acquire this? How do I become a Godlock? And I started looking through.
Is this where 5 other Chadlocks lock hands around you and transfer some of their power into you, and you ascend into a Godlock?
I get this reference.
I have to take the soul of another Godlock to become the next Godlock. It's kind of like the Lich King or whatever. You just pass it on. It's a title.
Do not speak of things of which you do not know.
I don't know that much, so I will stop speaking of things I do not know.
He watched one Lich King video and now he thinks he's an expert.
Oh, now he's Professor Lich King up in this.
No, but okay, continue. Godlock Ascension.
So, I figured the best way I can become a Godlock would be to solo a raid. And what's the easiest raid to solo? Crota. And I wasn't going to be a little baby and do the easy level 28 version. I was going to be a man. I went in there and I did the highest tier. It took me 7 hours, but I emerged a Godlock.
I was there.
He was there, and he made fun of me.
I was there for all 3 days of it. But
they all laughed at me.
What's amazing is that along with the Godlock Ascension, there was also, well, it didn't happen at the same time because it, Destiny, but you did get Twitch affiliate at the same time, which congratulations, sir. The Ascension is complete there. But Conrad, you have recently ascended yourself into the Chadlock status. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
It's true. I wouldn't say it was myself. It was under the tutelage of young Jaeger, where I was but a baby, but a support lock, running well in every raid. And I knew my job. Jaeger looked at me and he said, "You can do better." He gave me the lessons, and slowly over time, like Luke Skywalker in the swamps of Dagobah, young Yoda, I learned the way of the Chadlock, and it felt good. It felt good to be a Chadlock, and be able to say, I'm not going to run well, and watch people weep into their hands open up, and they say, we want that bonus damage. We want you to run Divinity. We want you to be there, and you just go, now. So it felt great, but now Jaeger's ascended even further to the godlock, and it'll be many, many years until I can ever find the path to that masterwork, what young Jaeger has done.
Well, I mean, is it a situation where he had to pass the Chadlock down before he could ascend? He had to, like, rid himself of that previous incarnation before he could ascend beyond?
Is it like the Sith? Like, there can only be one apprentice?
Yes.
So, like, once you ascend, you choose one, and then you just say, you're my favorite one. Ma.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened.
I think so.
Conrad will betray me. It will take over the position of Godlock and train his own little Chadlock.
Well, first he has to figure out what character he's going to play in Shadowlands.
I gotta find myself.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about the Xbox earlier, but let's talk about next-gen console pricing, because a lot of new information has come out, specifically about the PlayStation 5. So I have no idea about any of this because I do not play console. I don't own consoles. I'm not gonna buy one yet. But somebody that has more knowledge on this than me, please share your thoughts. Next gen console pricing, go.
It's interesting. You know, a lot of people were really surprised when Xbox took charge and announced their prices first. So Xbox is releasing two consoles actually. They're releasing the Xbox One S, the Series S, and the Xbox Series X. The S is priced at, is it $399, right? $399?
As low as $299.
Oh, $299.
Retail.
That's right.
Oh, look
Right.
at that GameStop stepping up with the $269.99. Big moves. Oh, that's a 500 gig. That's why.
And the X is priced at $499. And so people were very surprised at that. You know, it's honestly decent pricing for what it's promised to have, but we won't know until it releases. But Sony came out and announced the price of the PS5, which I believe is $399. So they're kind of undercutting Xbox here, which is a very interesting move on their behalf. And I
Yeah,
think
so
there's-
Dawn of
Sonic's
Kills
PS5,
says the Series
yeah,
X is
yeah.
$499, the Series S is $299, the PS5 is $499, and the PS5 digital is $399. So it was kind of a situation where Xbox announced the first one, and then PS5 undercut, and then Xbox came back and undercut them again. Is that what happened,
Take
or?
the Cold War for 500. There you go.
Well,
Let's go with that.
our next topic is about the bot wars, so we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, so what do you think? Who's gonna win this generation?
Honestly, it's gonna be up to how well. Actually, honestly, I'm just gonna say PlayStation, because of what happened with Halo Infinite. PlayStation's probably gonna win out this holiday season, or they're just gonna dominate the market. Because without having Halo Infinite as a launch title for the Series X, Xbox doesn't have anything backing it up. They don't have the big guns.
True. I mean, I'm a big console player. Like I have a PlayStation 4. I have a 360. I never got the one just because I didn't make the dive into that because I know people with the one. But I saw the prices when they dropped, and I was like, I don't know. Like that's a sizable chunk of change that I have to think about. And I can say that my opinion changed really quickly when I got sent a Twitter message of the God of War 2 Ragnarok. They're pulling what they did in Metroid Prime 4, which still hasn't come out, unfortunately. But they literally just drew the symbol and they just wrote the title with just a little bit of Kratos talking. I'm like, I'm buying that. I'm buying a PlayStation 5. I'm also a sucker for when it comes to just one symbol and saying this is what we're making. I'm like, I want it.
Yeah, I've heard several people say that the PlayStation exclusives are the primary reason that they are getting a PlayStation 5 over the Xbox, because performance-wise, are they pretty similar?
Pretty sure they're very similar.
I'd expect them to be almost
They
identical.
most likely are.
So it's going to come down to Halo Infinite versus the PlayStation exclusives. So who makes the better game, not the better console?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Even though I feel like they're both losing. Because, like, Nintendo's going to take all their customers. Nintendo's and PCs. Especially with graphics cards being so cheap this generation.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of people who are, like, on the edge already of, like, should I get a PC or should I stick with the console? Who are just going to go, like, I'm going to just get a PC. Graphics cards are hella cheap.
Well, I overheard another streamer talking about the Switch and Nintendo, and the comment that they made, which again, I don't have consoles, so I have to go on secondhand information here. But the comment that was made was, as long as Nintendo continues to provide fun multiplayer or co-op couch games, they will have their business.
Yep, pretty much.
Yep.
I mean, Switch really hits on a couple of different strong points. Like, it hits local co-op, it hits family fun. It also hits, if you get the regular Switches, you hit either running a system through your TV versus portability. And the fact that, as I said recently, that Nintendo stopped running the 3DS and 2DS families to solely focus on the Switch's development. So they are really doubling down and saying, we have something unique, let's go for it. And that's something that PC and Xbox and PlayStation really don't offer, is that mobile play that they just, I mean, they were trying to incorporate that back in the Wii U days and probably back in the Wii days, but they finally perfected it and just kind of waited. That's kind of what Nintendo does. They kind of wait. They sit on a really good idea for a while, and then they just kind of drop their hammer and they say, this is what we're doing.
And I think that's kind of an advantage that they have, because they're offering such a different type of system and a different style of games that they're really only competing with themselves. They've kind of carved out this little niche for themselves, where Xbox and PlayStation are constantly going to be going back and forth. Nintendo just does its own thing because it knows that it's not necessarily competing against PlayStation and Xbox.
Right. So then, would you say the PSP was ahead of its time? Was that too ambitious of Sony that early on?
I think the PS Vita was too ambitious. I think the PSP was fine for
I had a
its time.
PSP. So
I also
I
had a
played
PSP.
it. I played Battlefront 2 on it.
What was the other handheld counterpart back in those days? Was it the DS Lite, or was
I
it
think
the
at the time of the PSP, it was the
Wouldn't
DS
that been the
Lite or maybe the
Game Boy?
DSi.
Oh,
No, Game Boy. Game Boy ended
don't
in
know.
2005 with the Advance.
I
I
mean,
know a lot about Game
I don't
Boys.
DS Lite, like, you had both a Game Boy Advance slot as well as the DS game slot. So they
Yeah.
basically, Nintendo again said, backwards compatibility, we can do that on a Game Boy.
One
Okay.
last thought about next gen consoles. I'd like to give a massive shout out to whatever Sony employee decided that they should just call their next console the PlayStation 2, not the PlayStation S or X or Series S, X or whatever.
Yeah,
Maybe
branding
they're-
is much better.
Oh, wow. Sorry. I zoned out there. I get what you're saying. You're saying way back when, so it's 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, the PS5 is just called the PS2 again.
Just flip it upside
Yeah.
down.
That's what I was thinking.
Five
It was
and go,
like, well, it's a PS2 now. I mean, I still have
Only
a
backwards
PS2.
compatible with PS2 games, but not anything in between.
PS2, yes. Everything else,
Well,
Solsta-
PS2 is the best console ever made.
This is a
You can fight
fact.
me on that.
Solsta did a shout out to whatever Sony employee. So, all right. So we're going to move on to the next topic, which is something that happened yesterday. It actually cost me sleep and much, much heartache. And we're going to talk about the new RTX 3080 GPU launch. So for those that don't know, NVIDIA just launched their new series of graphics cards, the RTX 3080s. The 3090s will be coming out next week, and then the 3070s will be coming out later. Well, I didn't know how the launch worked. I just knew that they were going live on September 17th. So I stayed up And I work full time, so I have to be at work in the mornings, and I have to sleep. But I stayed up because I was going to buy one because the price point and the performance was too good to ignore. I looked completely distraught yesterday. Yes, I was. I stayed up until midnight Eastern, thinking maybe it'll go live at midnight and I'll be able to get one. Well, it didn't happen. It still, I had 3 different websites open. All of them had the little notify me button, which I had clicked for all of them. And it didn't happen at midnight. So I stayed up until 3 a.m. Eastern thinking, well, NVIDIA is based in California, so maybe it's midnight Pacific. 3 o'clock came and went, and that didn't happen. So I started doing some reading, and they were like, well, it'll be 9 a.m. Eastern.
Holy cow.
So I went to sleep and woke up at 8:30 Eastern because I usually try to get to work by 8, but I woke up at 8:30 and I was sitting at my computer at 8:58 hitting refresh on all 3 websites simultaneously. And at 9 o'clock, everything froze, and then the buttons switched from notify me to sold out. Yep. And they sold out everywhere within seconds. So what happened is bots were set up to automatically go through add to cart, checkout, pay, everything within seconds and not have to wait. So anybody that was actually sitting there at their computer trying to purchase one couldn't get through. So they sold out within seconds. And even at like Best Buy, because I heard reports of people going to like Best Buy and waiting in line, and when the doors open, they walk in and there are no GPUs, no physical GPUs in the store. And they said, we never got them. And when Best Buy started hearing reports of this from like East Coast openings, they had to start going out and asking people, hey, if you're in line for the 3080s, bad news, we don't have any. NVIDIA never sent any to us. So I don't know how much truth there is to that or if it's just anecdotal, but it wouldn't surprise me because I haven't heard of a single person actually buying one in a store. So then later in the day, you start seeing them pop up on eBay for like 200% of the price. So they bought them for $700. They're posting them for $1,500 on eBay. So what happened is other people that were pissed off and salty about getting beaten by the bots developed their own bots to artificially inflate the auction prices to tens of thousands of dollars with no intention of paying that. So now these people are stuck with cards that they can't sell on eBay because bots are inflating the prices. So begun the bot wars have. But it still doesn't make my pain any better because I really, really wanted one of those yesterday. I was actually watching reviews on some of it and news on it down on the couch with Lifestyle earlier, and she's like, when are you gonna give this up? When are you gonna get over it? And I said, when I have one in my hand, I will let this go. She just shook her head.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, like even like Newegg, which is sort of like Amazon, but for tech, they have like bot systems in place, and even for them, they said that they sold out within 5 minutes, and that theirs was they confirmed all different buyers.
I know that NVIDIA had announced that they were going through individual orders to confirm like legitimate buyers. Mm-hmm. So they said that over time you would start seeing like products become available like as they go through that, but that could take weeks, honestly. Yeah, that, I don't know. It still hurts. It still hurts. But I also heard reports of people that actually did get through, were able to add one to a cart and hit checkout, and then it got removed from their cart as it was processing their payment information. And that actually happened to me later in the day. I just happened to check on Best Buy and Newegg, and there were two, one on each website, that did say they were available. I was able to add them to my cart, and the same thing happened to me. As soon as I hit pay, it removed it from the cart and said, these are out of stock. I'm like, yeah. So
Yeah,
a
it's
lot of
crazy.
people are pissed at Nvidia for not planning it better than that.
I mean, I don't know, because when you offer them at that expensive or that cheap of a price, you know people are gonna get hyped about it based off of the performance. So I don't know. For me, I had no plans on buying one right now. I'm buying one. I'm waiting for the TIs to come out, and then I'll buy one, either the TIs or the Super. Um, and
What do you think
what
the
I'm
price
waiting for.
points on those are going to be?
Well, I think they're probably going to release either a 2070 Ti or a 2070 Super, and it's probably going to be about $600. But the or 3070, and then the 3080 Ti, I don't think they're going to do a Super because they haven't in the past, but at least the 3080 Ti, which will come out in about a year. I mean, I would hope that it would only be like $800, but knowing past history, it's probably going to be like 1,000 or 1,100, or like last gen's was $1,300. So I really hope it's cheap, but I don't know. That's what I'm waiting on. Either a 3080, because I think the 3090 is just too expensive for what I need. So probably a 3080.
Do you think that the performance difference between a 3090 and a 3080 is worth the extra money there?
Yeah, I think so.
You do?
I mean, the thing is that if you get a RTX 3090, it means that you're trying to maximize to have the best possible PC out there out of anybody, outside of unless you're going for like a Quadro or a Titan card. But outside of that, if you're buying a 3090, you're like saying, I have the best gaming PC out there. And
That will never be me.
and so if you're buying that, then clearly you're going for the intentions of having the best.
That's true.
And so like I think there's almost no price point to the point to where like people wouldn't. I mean, there is a price point, but only a few $100s more. For a lot of people, it's like, yeah, but it's the best, and I want the best.
Yeah,
Just
I
like-
guess I was gonna say, I
They don't
guess if
mind
that's
spending
where your priority is just having the best of the best of the best, sir, then you're willing to drop the extra $700 or $800 on the 3090.
Now,
I don't know.
I mean, there's like the NVIDIA Quadro cards, and last generation they had the Titan cards, which I think they're getting rid of the Titan cards, but we'll see.
Well, I
Which
mean,
are
aren't
like the best of the best.
what,
I
I
thought they
mean,
already got rid of the Titan cards last
Maybe
generation.
they did.
like
Well, I think they got rid of Titan, but the Quadros are still there because
Yeah.
those are for like servers and things like that.
Yeah, it's not
yeah, I
really
was gonna say,
marketed
aren't those
for
more for
games.
like rendering and like project, like doing video rendering and stuff on like?
Yeah, like workbench stuff.
Because I know Grant has one of those or two of those, and he does a lot of like 3D rendering and video rendering and stuff, and that's
Yeah.
solely why he has them, is for that. And he just happens to also game on it, and his computer is ridiculous because it was built for like workstation stuff.
Yeah.
But the price
Right,
of those
right.
things is just too much to pay for gaming.
I mean, right now the NVIDIA Quadro RTX 8000 that has 48 gigabytes of VRAM is $7,000. But I mean, if you have plans to use it to its full ability, you know, go ahead.
I think I'd rather buy a car. Can that GPU get me to work? I mean, damn.
Yes, it can.
No.
If you telecommute.
Maybe if I go VR.
Yeah, if you telecommute it, Cam.
That's true.
VR. Oh yeah. There we go. Here we go.
You're gonna attend
All
the
right.
podcast in the VR.
Attending this in VR now.
Whatever you're
VR
watching
chat,
in
look
there,
up.
please don't put that on your screen because I don't want to
Yeah.
get banned.
Some
What?
real spicy Star Wars stuff.
You know he's in there with anime VR chat.
Star Wars RP rooms.
Didn't we say that we were going to do a VR chat episode of the podcast at some point?
We should.
Oh yeah, I think so.
I think I said I was going to only be here in VR from now on.
Someday. When we all have 3080s, we will do that.
I'll have a 3080 in like 5 years.
I will have one
Yeah,
soon.
It's not
I
that
can't wait.
expensive. That's why I'm going to buy one.
I will be in my nursing home, all dementia, and I'll be in my VR chats. They'll
In
be asking
5
me
years?
if I'm winning some.
His job
I'll
is very
say-
stressful, okay?
They'll say I'm a heckin' good boy. They'll say ignore him. He's got the dementors. As I pull out my teeth.
Okay, so we have a little bit of time left. Let's go ahead to our final on-topic topic. Because as you know, we get into a lot of randomness and yep. So we're gonna go down to a topic that I know Melmsy is very passionate about. He made a YouTube video about this.
Yeah, he did.
This week, right? It was earlier this week.
It was
Yeah,
literally, like,
A
just
few
this
days
week.
ago.
Because both
Yeah.
me and him made a YouTube video this week, and mine was a minute long, and his was actually important.
It's not a minute long. It's not. It's
I don't
not
know.
A minute long.
I thought that his microphone review video was top tier quality, like just top content. It was really
I'll be
good.
honest, I don't think I watched.
It's really good. You should watch it. Everybody should go watch it. But enough plugging Melmsy. Twitch
Just
mid-roll
watching on the
ads.
podcast right now.
Yeah.
The React cast.
Yes. So Twitch has changed how they're doing mid-roll ads. And for those that don't know what mid-roll ads are, if you go to a stream on Twitch that you are not subbed to, a lot of the time you are welcomed by a pre-roll ad. So you have to watch an ad before you can actually get to the stream that you're trying to watch. Pre-roll ads are a detriment to small streamers because sometimes they are just way too long and you have to sit through them. They're not skippable. So if you're interested in checking out a streamer you've never seen before and you go to their channel and then you have to sit through like a 30-second ad, it doesn't take long for a person to get bored watching the ad and decide they want to go do something else. And that's a viewer that streamer may never get back. So it really tends to hurt smaller streamers. So at the moment, or historically, you've been able to postpone your pre-roll ads by manually rolling what's called a mid-roll ad, and mid-roll ad being an ad that runs in the middle of your stream, or so if you roll a mid-roll ad manually, it turns off your pre-roll ads for a set amount of time, so that way people that come in don't have to watch an ad. But after a certain amount of time, the pre-roll ads, start rolling again. I have not run mid-roll ads personally on my channel. I just don't do it. I don't like mid-roll ads. I think that it takes people out of the experience. Like, you're there to listen to the streamer or watch the streamer. You're there for the exciting moments that can happen in a stream. Like, if you're somebody else made a video about it where they were in the middle of a hitless run in like Dark Souls 3 or something, and they got to the last boss and they were just at the end and a mid-roll happened. And the entire time that they defeated the boss and were celebrating and their girl came in to celebrate with them, chat was watching a mid-roll ad and missed the whole thing. That is about the worst case scenario, when something amazing is about to happen and an ad that is outside of your control just completely removes your entire audience from your content. That is awful. And what Twitch has decided to do is start doing them automatically, outside of your control, just whenever. They'll just roll a mid-roll ad in the middle of your stream, not anything you control. I think that that's a really bad idea. I think Melmsy could probably talk a little bit more, by the way. Oh, they reverted them.
Big news.
Okay, good.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. They did revert the decision to force mid-roll ads, which I kind of expected them to do because that was a terrible decision.
It was a terrible decision.
Horrible
I don't know
decision.
Who came up with that, but they need to be fired.
They replied to
just
their
that
original
one.
tweet that they reverted the change. That's good. At least they listened to the feedback, because I know Melmsy was specifically advocating for small streamers. His clickbait title could tell you that. But I know a lot of big streamers were also saying that was a terrible idea, because they understand the ramifications site-wide, not necessarily for their audiences, but for the broader Twitch audience as a whole. So that's a good thing that they changed that that thing. So, well, that's good news. Well, drama over. Have a good night, guys.
We fixed it on the podcast.
we did it,
We're
Reddit.
heroes.
Victory.
Oh, we did it, Reddit. Welcome to the new people. We are doing a podcast, and we're actually just on our last topic, and we're talking about the mid-roll ads. But so I was talking about what I do on my channel is I never run them, but because we're doing this charity event, which we mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, one of the ideas that one of my viewers came up with was to allow people to donate channel points to roll mid-roll ads, and then donate all of the revenue from those ads, which really isn't that much. I think I checked my current status for the whole month so far. I've made 75 cents in mid-roll ads. Like, it's not really that much, but every little bit counts, especially when it's going to the kids. So I have been allowing my viewers to commit channel points for ads, and then rolling them with the with the understanding that this is for the charity and not for me. I'm not keeping this revenue. But what that also does is disables pre-roll ads for a while. So I thought about that. That's actually 2. So we are going to play ads at the end of the podcast. I'm going to save them for the end. I'm going to save them for the end, and then we'll roll some as after we sign off. But that kind of works 2 different ways. Number 1, it removes the pre-roll ads from my channel. But number 2, it also is more revenue, even if just a little bit, to the charity and to the kids. And I thought that was a fantastic idea. And honestly, I may continue doing that, and just keep donating the money to charity, because I think that's kind of a win-win.
I mean, it's not much money, but anything is better than nothing, right?
Yeah.
Specifically for this event, though, it's getting matched, right? So that 75 cents turns into $1.50.
That's true. That's true. Up to 5K. So after that, no, but
5K. Wow.
so we're almost there. So if we hit this $5,000 goal, effectively we will be, well, all of that money is already gone to St. Jude, but it'll be $10,000 to St. Jude from small communities. So it's inspiring to see. Okay, well, we did it. We killed the mid-roll ad
We did it.
drama.
It was only us. We were the only ones that fixed it.
We did it.
True.
Twitch was
also the
watching.
moment.
Twitch was watching this podcast at this moment, and they fixed it. So
Melmsy
Guys.
is the Twitch informant.
Melmsy went to the CEO of Twitch, picked
Interrogated him.
him up, threw him against
Melmsy
the wall. and was like,
kidnapped
"Listen
him.
Here, yeah, he Melmsy kidnapped him.
not really though. I don't want to get Melmsy banned. We can't advocate for violence. Come on.
It was just a prank.
It's not real. Melmsy isn't real. Never mind.
What?
Hang
Is
on.
it bot?
I have to add something
think
here.
so.
Hang on.
Melmsy is a bot that created another bot?
Melmsy is a bot.
Now there are
And-
2 of
Yeah, but
them.
we've known that for a while.
Now it's just getting out of hand.
Alright.
There are 2 of them.
Okay. So we can go ahead and move on to our final topic, and Dr. John, we're going to let you take this one, because we haven't really discussed this too much. It's Star Wars: The Old Republic.
From what
So-
I've heard, this is more of a 2D puzzle game. Is that true? Can you elaborate on that? I might
agree
have
with her.
inaccurate information.
I thought it was a side-scrolling adventure game.
What? What about it? I didn't actually bring it up this podcast. This isn't even my fault.
That's why
I
you're
hadn't
getting your
even
own
played
segment.
it, though.
Look,
You start playing the ads. Start playing the ads before you start
So-
stalking.
I got a
I
memo.
haven't even real like I said, I have not been playing a lot of video games. The most I've played lately has been Among Us, but outside of that, and like occasionally enough to make like the last Destiny video, which was 20 minutes. I haven't been playing much, and so like my Star Wars: The Old Republic subscription, I'm just gonna let it run out this month and not renew it. And that's because I made sure I was under 1 million credits on every single character, and now I'm just like, I'm gonna let it run out, and when I start playing video games a lot more again, I'll pick it back up. But school and work has got me busy. and with Squadrons coming out next month on October 2nd, that's the only thing I'll be talking about for a while. So
You and me both.
know.
We're going pro.
Thanks for preparing us.
yeah, Squadrons is it might end up being my favorite game from this year. It probably will be, because there really wasn't anything else that came out this year that impressed me.
Okay.
So
Well-
yeah, that's my Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Does anybody have anything else they want to add here?
Yeah. Jaeger hit affiliate status on Twitch this month.
Woohoo!
Congratulations to Jaeger.
Congratulations.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
So
Thank
he
you.
hit his
Shout out to
affiliate
Beef Taco,
status.
dude. Beef Taco is a G. He brought in
Yes.
a bunch of people and they were chatting it up. It was a great old time on Siege. On
Beef Taco is he's a
console
good dude.
Siege, He's a good dude. Shout out Beef Taco.
Well, Conrad, what do you got going on in your world, dude? You're our guest. Let's take one from Hot Ones and roll out the red carpet. Tell us what you got going on in your life.
My. So in my life, as young Miguel had shared, I do a lot of, just console gaming alongside the PC gaming, and was doing a lot of Pokemon gaming on some Game Boys. And tragedy befell me because once upon a time, 2 days ago, I accidentally left a bag in my car. So your boy is now short of a 3DS as well as a DS Lite. Hence why when we were talking about all those handheld wars, I felt a single tear welling up in my eye. So it stinks, but the thing is, like, I don't know, it's like the silver lining, because I was already trying to look into how to stream from Game Boys, and it's actually a pretty simple process. So as soon as it happened, I was like, built like, disappointment, but I was like, this is my chance. Like, this is an open door. So I'm kind of looking forward into going into that next step with everybody and kind of learning something new. With tragedy, you gotta rise up. Insert some Phoenix quote. Something inspirational. Can you find something?
I'm on it.
Self-res.
Self-res.
Some might say.
Self-res. The chat block self-res.
There's the Godlock moves.
Yes, inspiring, great outlook. Good on you, Conrad.
Mm-hmm.
Corn Pop, Corn Dad, Crankshaft, all of these
Crunchwrap.
names. Crunchwrap, yes.
I'm
So-
amazed that you all haven't hit the corn radish yet. That's like,
Well, now we will.
just take all of. There you go, corn radish, con radish. I give this to you, a gift.
Whirl, anything new in your neck of the woods? Any new weapons that you figured out are fully automatic?
I'm trying to
Wow.
think.
That's
This is
below
cool.
the belt.
I think people have been sleeping on this one. I have found this cool gun. It's called the Gnawing Hunger. I don't know if anyone's heard of this.
You mean
But-
the scout rifle?
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. But here's the thing: you can just hold left click. This like changed my world.
Whoa.
Listen,
You're telling
Listen,
me.
I think when you're editing this, I think you should cut this. I don't want too many people to know about this.
We'll cut
you
it in
serious?
post.
And I thought it was overpowered before.
Wait, I thought Gnawing Hunger was a text-based RPG game.
Who
Well, that's
knows
what
anymore?
it was. When it originally came out in Season of Drifter, I believe,
Hmm.
it was simultaneously a puzzle game and a scout rifle.
Oh.
But the
that's-
reissue is fully automatic, and not enough people know about it. But at the same time, I don't want too many people to know about it. Catch my
Ooh,
drift.
that's
If you catch my
horrible.
drifter,
Ooh.
I see what you did there.
I
Okay.
approve of that.
All right. Well, if nobody else has anything to add, we're gonna
That's
go ahead
that.
and
Oh,
wrap it
wait,
up
actually,
here.
I do have one thing.
Okay,
This is
go ahead.
related to Twitch.
Okay.
So Twitch is back at it, banning people for literally no reason
Oh
whatsoever.
yeah.
So this actually comes from the Destiny community. Is that Imtash got banned like 3 days ago? He's unbanned now, but he got banned for 7 days, 3 days ago, for what seemed to be no reason at all. We found out later that it was because he had featured a banned streamer from Twitch on his channel like 2 months ago, and they're just banning him now for it, which is kind of insane. The fact that one, somebody had to go through from a VOD from 2 months ago and report him for it, and two, the fact that Twitch is literally just banning people for no reason whatsoever. what Imtash said himself, which I think makes sense. I think it's Imtash or True Vanguard. Somebody said it. Is that it's kind of like, imagine when you were a kid, if your dad just walked into the room or your mom just walked into the room and said you're grounded, and then walked out and didn't say why. That's essentially what Twitch is doing. Is that they're just banning people, but not telling them why they're banned. Therefore, as a kid, I mean, chances are you're like, why did I get grounded? And you're probably just gonna end up making the same mistake again. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy that Twitch is just unrelenting. So, but I don't know. I was just looking at that like I don't feel comfortable for that. I mean, obviously I'm not a Twitch streamer, but
You are
that
today.
would make me uncomfortable. Yeah, that would make me uncomfortable if I was.
You made your debut today, dude.
I made my debut today. I mean, like, I have a channel. I've streamed on it before, but I'm not going
With
to.
that face, though?
I like making YouTube videos, even though I don't even show my face in my videos.
Maybe you should.
I mean,
I think you'd get
look
more
at my
viewers.
background, though. You think?
Do a room
I mean,
tour.
right there, we had the Moon's Haunted poster.
We were talking about your sheets earlier, and that... Never mind.
Save it for the video. This is premium content. You don't want to just give this away for free on a podcast.
The sheets. You talking about the green screen blanket over there?
I guess.
Or are you talking about the
Oh, is that a...
Oh my
God.
This is actually blowing my mind. Oh my god.
What just happened?
Here, watch this. There we go. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna reach up and then pull it down and pull the thing where they're like, there is no refrigerator.
You pulled
It's
Melty
just a
from
green
off
screen.
camera. It's just in your room.
I'm not
Conrad,
even.
I
cute.
love that video.
It's so great.
I mean, who thought that was his bed back there? Like,
Every single person. Here.
every
Here?
single...
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we all thought
This
that
is
was
a
your
bed.
sheets.
This isn't.
Yes.
That's a pillow.
No,
This is
we
a-
thought that was the whole bed.
We thought
And
that
that
was
you
a
had
big Star
you
Wars
had
themed
like a
comforter.
Star Wars comforter.
My perspective is blown right now. Like,
Yeah.
you just looked so far away, and I just thought you had really long arms, and you were able to slap your
It was...
I was like,
It's a pillow.
he's got really long arms.
This is
I
like
mean, I
the
do have long arms, but not that long.
Look,
Yeah.
chat's
room is
chat's
actually,
still
like,
confused.
square
He
feet.
closes
Dude.
the door next.
You just shattered reality.
I can't reach that one.
A masterful perspective.
Amazing.
The door is actually tiny, and he can't shut it.
Ah. Look, we got the first microphone too.
I thought it was a magic 8-ball.
Oh, that's the one I have.
Yeah, it's the one. Yeah. If anybody wants this, they can have it. I don't need it anymore.
Can you convert that into a magic 8-ball? I'm now dead set on you having a magic 8-ball.
Try again later.
Nice.
Can you try it again?
It's not later enough.
No,
Okay, just one more time. Please.
I just threw it on the floor.
All right,
You-
let's wrap this up, guys. We're definitely over the hour. So,
I don't think so.
Very
guys, everybody in
I think
chat,
I've
thank
realized
you.
I have a lot of things on my desk that really should not be here.
I'm gonna mute him.
Pick him
Put-
from the call.
Put the hammer down. All right. So for everybody here on the podcast, BlackTieMayhem over there, Dr. John, Jaeger, Wurlitzer, Lightstyle, and from Melmsy, who's in chat but wasn't here tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. Much appreciated. We will be back same time
we
next
go.
Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna roll some ads and call it a night. So thank you guys so much. We will see you later.
Bye.
Everybody say bye.
Good night.
I'm waving, but you can't see it.
I can see it.
I can feel it.
I can feel it.
All right.
I just realized I really do have a lot of crap on my desk, though.
All right. Ads are rolling. Good job,
Ads
guys.
are rolling.
Yeah, we still have to stay here, and most of the people on my channel are subbed, so they're not going to see the ad, but
Yeah.
we're going to just hang out.
Oh,
What do
wait.
we do with our hands?
That was a great episode.
I thought it went really well.
I think that was our best one yet.
Uh,
Melmsy's the problem.
No,
Melmsy was the problem.
I think having the
You're fired.
Lightstyle did a hero's job of laying out all the topics like on screen so that we
Yeah,
can,
like
this
that.
is so much
anytime there's
better.
dead air, you just
Look,
go to the next topic.
Melmsy
That
did
is
say
actually, I think we should do every single time. 'cause that
Melmsy
kept it
did
on
say he
track
was stealing the format.
I
So
hope so because it was a
You
good
need to-
ass format.
format.
Yeah, put a copyright this. You need to get this patent down.
I didn't come up with it. I'm just copying things I've seen elsewhere. But
I don't think anyone's done a podcast before. I think
I don't know.
Melmsy
so
says-
I really want to talk about the Real Gamer podcast featuring Rick Kakis.
again, dude.
I think I'm just gonna leave.
All
It's
right.
a real podcast.
All right.
It's Real Gamer Hour podcast, the RGH podcast.
All right.
wanna
We're
s-
done. We're done.
It
We're
has
done.
Rick
Enough.
Kakis
Enough
in
about
cast.
Rick Caucus.
Thing.
You are out of here, dude. Get
Excuse
Why?
me. What?
bye.
What did you just say?
Yeah, I need you to say his last name again.
I heard that.
Say it again.
Bye.